Hello. I'm just waiting. It's because I'm going to share this post, so I'll be right with you. If you're watching a replay, then you're going to see this part, the long part. Okay, just sharing to my other page. I did a post on intuitive eating this afternoon, and I kind of didn't get to say everything I wanted to say in a way, and I thought of some other things that are really cool. And I was just talking with a client, and we were having this really good conversation about eating and how, people have jumped on. Oh, hey, Cindy, how you doing? And we're having this really cool conversation about learning, of course, intuitive eating. I was telling her about that and about how we really learn what's right for us. And what we were talking about, too, is that how we were raised, right? That we were raised in a way where, meals were at a certain time, and how lots of people raise their kids where this is dinner, you got to eat this now. If you're not hungry, you go without. If you're not hungry now, you're going to go without food for the whole evening. You go to bed, no food, stuff like that. And how when we were young, it was like, you got to eat everything on your plate. You sit here until it's all gone. That's the way I was raised. You sit until it's all gone, no matter if you like it or not. And you just force yourself to eat it, no matter if you're hungry or not. And it was like, wow. I kind of had this like revelation of how, oh my God. So there's so many of us around my age, a bit younger, whatever, who were raised in ways where it was very strict, right? Like now, the eating has completely changed in families even. But when we were young, it was like at this time, you ate 3 meals a day. You ate breakfast. It was a certain way, usually crappy, sugary cereal often. Lunch was a certain thing at a certain time. And when we go to school, it's very structured. Then dinner, right? We sat down for dinner. It was very structured and at my dinner, it was 5:30 every single day. Not before, not after. You ate what was there. If I was hungry at 4:30, forget it. You wait till 5:30. If I wasn't hungry at 5:30, force yourself to eat. And it's like, oh my God, that can really screw things up, right? And so we were talking and I'm like, holy cow. Did some people even really learn to connect to their body, to even know what real hunger is, and to really respect their body, whether should I be eating now? Am I really hungry? If you're not hungry, then don't eat, right? And I think we've gotten so messed up that I think that's why people have eaten so messed up, and that's why there's so many different weird diets, and that's why people have so much problem with food. And it's just crazy. I mean, we know everything so much stems from emotional reasons and things that happened as we were growing up. But I mean, that was a part of it too, right? Like many people were raised with this really all or nothing, strict, eat at this time, don't eat that, forced to eat certain foods even if they didn't make you feel good. You never connected. Yeah. 5 o'clock at your house. Yeah. 5:30 at mine. But I mean, when we had pasta, we ate pasta, and I remember it never probably ever really agreed with me. Ice cream, eating large amounts of ice cream left me bloated and feeling terrible, but I didn't understand that those might be foods that I have sensitivities for. So I continued to eat those foods because we were always told you eat what's on your plate, you eat what you are served. So I mean, here you go. What if you had problems with wheat or with certain things, right? But yet we were forced to eat them. Now, this could have caused a lot of things as you were growing up. I know for me, I got major digestive problems. I could never really digest meat really well. I never liked any red meat. I overcooked it till it was tough and no flavor. Then I tried to eat it, and then I had a hard time eating it. Then I forced myself to eat it. You see what I mean? It's just really bad patterns that can set up. And that's it's really what I want to talk to you about. So if you're somebody who's like, I just don't know what to eat, I don't know what works for me, I don't know what feels right, it could be because of something like that has gone on in your life, and that you've never really learned how to connect to your body. You never really learned what foods work for you. You've never really learned what real hunger is, right? Hi, Jolene. We're just talking about the way we were raised and how stringent it could have been, right? Eating at 5:30, lunch at a certain time, dinner at a certain time. You eat what's here. You don't eat before. You don't eat after, and all this stuff, and how it could have screwed up how we eat now, and that we don't have a sense of what's right for our body. Kind of onto the intuitive eating again. So I just thought that it was really important to share this because, some people are still raising kids, right? So it's really important to remember too that you know, if a kid's not hungry at a certain time, is it right to force them to eat something? I mean, you want to develop good habits, behaviors, patterns, structure, right? But I also say to some moms, go get your child tested, because if there's something they don't like eating at all, maybe it is a sensitivity. Maybe it's something their body doesn't like, because I remember that when I was a child. I remember that my body didn't feel good with certain things, and yet I had to eat them because that was what I was supposed to do. And it's really hard, right? It's not a fair thing to do as far as I'm concerned. So just kind of go back in your life and kind of go, wow, was that could have been some of the things that I have with food. Maybe that's why I really have no understanding of what real hunger is or what my body really requires, because when you've cleaned out your body and you've come to the point where you really listen to it and you're able to connect to it, like I said before, you really know what foods work for you, and so it kind of makes it easy to eat. You know what foods don't work for you also, and it doesn't mean you don't eat those foods. Thanks. It just means you know they're not right for you, but you choose to eat them. But then you choose to eat most of the good stuff because that's what really makes you feel good. So when you're eating, you know, before you go to eat something, it doesn't matter if it's 12 o'clock, it doesn't matter if it's 5:30 dinner time. I want you to ask yourself, am I really hungry? Like, am I feeling really hungry? Is it more like it's a hollow feeling in your throat almost when you're hungry? It's not really a belly feeling. It's not a gurgling in your stomach. That's just things digesting. So you want to really get a good sense of, oh, Sherry, you will have to watch this live stream because I thought of you when I was talking to somebody about this. Yeah, go to the beginning when I finish and watch it. I think it might help you. But we're talking about the connection of your body and understanding what foods are right for you. And some people can't even sense that, right? Or they don't feel full, or they don't feel hungry. And it's just about, yeah, really getting to know your body and getting to know, what is it? Like, are you hungry? So ask yourself before you go to eat, am I hungry? Am I really feeling like I need to eat? Am I thirsty? And it's not an all or nothing. It's like, if you don't want to eat at 5:30, it doesn't mean you have to wait till tomorrow morning. You're an adult now. And some days, you know, some days I'm really hungry, so I eat quite a lot, and I trust my body and I trust myself because I can tell when I'm full. I can tell when I've had too much. I stop. I don't ever say I'm going to deprive myself. I don't say there's limit. I'm not always trying to eat it because I'm afraid I'm not going to get any more later, right? So it's allowing yourself to eat the foods that you truly believe are right for you, as in nutritional, right? Just going by nutritional things now. Feeling how they feel in your body when you eat them. Feeling how it feels after you eat those foods, right? Keeping note of this, keeping conscious of this. Sensing, am I really full? Like, is this enough? I think I have enough. Do you feel heavy? Do you feel like, whoa, you're full, you don't need to eat anymore? Then, are you hungry the next day when you wake up? Do I need to eat breakfast even? Am I hungry? Can I go without food for a little while? Then your body will tell you, yes, you are hungry. Then it's time to eat. So just playing around with this whole thing and really trying to gain that connection within yourself, within your body, and finally really feeling what works for you. It just takes practice. That's all it takes. It just takes practice. But it also takes, if you're someone who's addicted to sugar, you're addicted to the white breads and the white stuff like that, you will not be able to gain that, because that isn't like an addiction. It's like an alcoholic. Like you telling an alcoholic to say no after 2 drinks. It's not going to happen, right? So just understand that if it's the carbs, if it's the sugar, if it's stuff like that, if you're emotional eating, if you're stressed, if you're just like this, then those things need to be dealt with. On my Facebook page, Women Creating Healthy Lives, I did put a couple good videos up there with Oprah and Janine Roth. You can check Oprah's Soul Sunday with Janine Roth, Geneen, Roth, Roth, and she has done years and years of helping women through emotional eating. She's on to kind of other things now, but she has a good book called Women, Food, and God. So anyways, there's lots of information from her and stuff. And I just really want you to kind of listen to some things like that and explore that, because you just don't need to stay in that state anymore. You don't need to stay there. And it's time to make a change, because it can feel so much better when you feel good, when you know what you want to eat. It makes it so much easier. Get your body back into balance. That's all I have to say. It helps your brain. It helps you think better and focus better and feel better, right? It's your life. Time to feel better. Does anybody have any questions? I'll just sit on here for a minute. And if you have questions when you watch the replay, just let me know. Oh, someone just commented on a post. Oh, okay. I just want to see. Yeah, if you have any questions, you guys, just post them below and I will answer them. And of course, like as always, if you have a suggestion for a video, post it below. I would love to hear your suggestions. Be part of my Facebook community, Women Creating Healthy Lives. And if you're somebody who just really needs some help and some guidance and really wants to get this whole thing figured out, then I do have a 30-day program coming up, and that's where you're going to get all of this type of information, and you go through and you really gain the awareness of what will work for you and what won't, and how to do some of these things. Plus, we're working on stress, because if you have too much stress, you cannot release the weight at all. How do you know when you are full? Ah, that's an interesting thing. You feel heavy. You feel full. It's like you've eaten stuff and it just sits there. It sits heavy. So you've got to learn how to feel your body. So you could do things like grounding techniques. You can look up those. You can sit and almost meditate and breathe. Feel different areas of your body. So if you ever do yoga, if anybody ever does yoga, sometimes in Savasana, the yoga teacher will get you to focus on certain parts of your body to relax them. So you can start with even something like that. It's more about being able to feel what your body feels like, right? Instead of being up here and thinking, and while you're eating, you're constantly thinking and mulling over things and going over things and not being conscious. So conscious eating is a really big thing. There's probably lots of videos on it too. Being conscious, focused within when you're eating slow. Eating slow and not eating super fast, or not eating while you're watching TV, or not eating while you're at work thinking of a problem, until you get it under control. Because I can eat now while I do those things, but until you become conscious and you gain that real awareness, you will know when you're full. I mean, anybody who has, that I've talked to that has more of a mind-body connection, they know absolutely that you just know. You don't feel good. You feel like, I'm done. Yeah. So that's my best answer. All right, guys. So if you're interested in my program, it's Diana Marchand. I would $150 off now for 5 days. That's it. It is going. And I'm going to keep adding bonuses. I'm just going to keep coming up with some bonuses to add too. So the first one's going to start tomorrow. Whoever joins is going to get all the bonuses, but it's just little incentives. So it's dianamarchand.com/30 days. There you go. Okay. Have a wonderful evening. Start paying attention to your body. Start paying attention to how you feel. Think about what you eat, and think about your old habits and behaviors and patterns. Are they still hanging around today when maybe they shouldn't be? All right. Bye-bye. Thanks for watching.